All right, so today we're going to finish working on the flowers bottom part, and then we will do the lantern. All right, for the flowers, I'm going to use, like last week, cadmium red medium, cadmium red light, titanium white, Naples yellow. And a small brush. So I'm going to use this brush. So it's a flat, but it's very small, so I can use the corner for the flowers. Okay, I'm going to take again some cadmium red light and cadmium red medium, put some white in there. So the colors are, I'm not mixing the colors with anything else, just kind of saturated pink and then highlighting them. Okay, I'm not going to create a specific type of flower, just kind of a dabbing with the corner of my brush. I'm going to let it dry. Meanwhile, while this is drying, so I can highlight it a bit after, I'll work on this one here. Okay, let's take a bit of cadmium red light and add Naples yellow, a little bit of Naples yellow, more like a very soft kind of orangey, soft orange color. Dabbing with the corner of my brush, and I turn my brush around if I feel like it's kind of, the brush stroke looks like it's going in the same direction. I like this color. This is nice. Okay. This is just Naples yellow, white, and a touch, very small amount of red. So we want to see more of the Naples yellow. Now I'm going to highlight the flowers that I started with and just putting more white, so it's more like a pink, light pink. Yeah, that's good. All right, maybe a little bit more because it's going to dry darker. Yep, it's good. clean my brush. I'm going to pause for a minute so you can... Actually, are you okay if I continue or do you want me to pause?
Keep going. You can keep going.
Keep going? Okay. All right, same colors I used. So it's red with more of the Naples yellow, a little bit of white. And let's highlight this one here. All right. We went, we changed a bit from the pink that's happening over here. We're still in the pink, but it's not exactly the same, which is, and it's a nice change. You don't want to do exactly the same everywhere. And at this point, I'm going to highlight the pots down here and work on the green next step. All right, I'm going to pause. Right, so I have here now burnt sienna, sap green, and cadmium yellow light. So I did a bit of kind of highlights of the green using sap green and cadmium yellow light. And then now I'm going to enhance the color, the highlights with the pots, because they're kind of, it's a bit too dark. Can't see the highlight. So I'm going to take burnt sienna. I can take burnt sienna just the way it is and put it there, but I'd like to highlight it a bit more. So burnt sienna, a little bit of Naples yellow. That will, because it has a very soft yellow, it will highlight the burnt sienna, but without turning it too pink. Okay, maybe a bit more. Keeping a little bit of shadow of the flowers on the pot. Same here. Don't take your highlights all the way up. A little bit here, right here. Okay, now one more. And we're good. And what I'm going to do is highlight the greens in the pots down here. I'm just going to use sap green. I'm going to take a little bit of the burnt sienna, just a tiny bit in like the tip of my brush. Put it in the sap green because just to tone it down and make it more earthy. And lots of yellow, cadmium yellow light. I'm using a round brush. I'm just kind of pressing on my brush just to create this shape of a leaf. But, you know, it's not that important. Just kind of putting the highlight is enough. Don't worry about the shape of the leaf too much. I'll put a couple on here. And this one here in the front. So this one in the front, I'd like to keep it just with greens, just so we'll see. I'll try and see if I can just use just greens. Maybe a little bit more of the red in the green here. So it kind of gives me an olive green and yellow. Okay, hardly see it. All right, a little bit of white. A little bit of white with the sap green and cadmium yellow light. Ah, that's good. So I had a dark, medium, light. That's lovely. It's really cute. Okay, that's good. So more of the highlights on the ones that are on this side. I'm going to put a bit of actually they all will look nice with a bit more highlights. Yeah, let's see here. Floating. Random. Just don't think about it too much. Just kind of put some floating brush strokes. So it doesn't look too clean, too tidy. Not clean, too tidy. You take a little bit of the red ones. I didn't clean my brush. It had green on it. I picked up red and white, and I'm going to put some in here. The reason I didn't clean it up, it's just I want to desaturate the color, the red. So green is a good option. Green is opposite red on the color wheel. And now I'm going to put some pinks around on the ground. White, bit of cadmium yellow light. Let's punch up the colors a bit here. Okay. All right. That's enough. We're good. I'm going to pause. Okay, so for the lantern, I'm going to try to use yellow ochre and some burnt sienna. I usually use, this is burnt sienna with, I'm using burnt sienna Pebeo. So it's more like a terracotta color, but I'm going to try to use the other burnt sienna with Winsor & Newton. Both of them will be fine. But Winsor & Newton has a little bit more orange in it. So I'm going to try to do that and see if maybe more orangey than terracotta color. So, okay, so this is burnt sienna, Winsor & Newton. You can see the difference between this one here and this one. It's a big difference in color because this is a little bit more transparent and it's more orangey. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow ochre. And I'm going to start adding this lines here. Very simple. Let's do this one more line down here. You will see it more once I start highlighting. I'm gonna okay. This is just the first layer. Now, I'm going to start, I'm going to try to highlight. So I'm going to take yellow ochre and mix it with the more yellow ochre, mix it with the burnt sienna. I'm going to highlight slowly and take, let's take Naples yellow. Let's see. A little bit of Naples yellow with burnt sienna. I don't want it to turn pink, but here, this is good. Let's try. I'm going to start with the top. Another little kind of line. Okay, and then this. I'll start adding a bit of white so we can see where the highlight is with the color. Okay. Let's take white. There's like a circle on top here. Straight line. Another one. I'm going to add a little bit more white slowly. And it's okay if we get a very light pink color because we can glaze this after. I can glaze it. I'll glaze it with burnt sienna. I'm not highlighting all the way up. Down here. A little bit down here. Right there. Burnt sienna. Cadmium yellow light. I'm just making an orange. It's right here. Let's do an orange. Make an orange. So I'm going to take cadmium yellow light, cadmium red light, and I'm getting a nice orange now. White in the orange. It's still wet. This orange is still wet. Okay. Now I'm going to try to glaze with the burnt sienna, the lamp. So I do have a highlight, but I'm glazing the lamp with burnt sienna only. Now the burnt sienna I'm using is Winsor & Newton, and it is transparent. Okay, that's a good color. Let's highlight the orange again because it's drying darker. I'm not taking the highlight all the way up. one more thing we need to do is the shadow of this. So let's see where the light is coming from left. So let's do this. We're going to put a shadow over here. It will just make this pop. Let's see. So we used initially we used Prussian blue, yellow ochre, and white for the wood. So we need to get the same color of the wood we used before and make a small, a dark color. Again, this is optional, so don't feel like you need to put it if you don't want it. I always have a hard time with shadows, especially if I don't have reference. So if the light is coming from the left to the right, we need to highlight a tiny bit this part. And just let it, just don't work on it too much. That's enough. Okay, I'm gonna try to put a bit of reflection, window, sky reflection. So I'm mixing cerulean blue and white and I'm making it into a glaze. So I'm gonna try to kind of make sure that it's not too thick, because it's just like a hint. So cerulean blue, white, lots of water, and just a hint right here. And it will dry darker, so it's good. It's optional. You don't have to put it if you don't want to. I'm just showing you how it's usually done. So this is supposed to be the reflection of the sky. Sometimes you see in the windows, shop windows, the reflection of the sky in the right there, just like that. Nothing much. Cerulean blue, glaze, cerulean blue, white, not too much white, and just kind of wipe your brush because it's a glaze and just put a couple. And you can also wipe it off because it's a glaze, it has water. And redo it again if you don't like it. Look, I removed it. It's easy. Doesn't have to be everywhere. Some parts could be, because light usually hits, it doesn't hit the same way everywhere. Like it doesn't cover the window, the whole window. So if you find that it's too much and you don't want that much reflection, just wipe it off. Wipe off this excess or the part that you don't like. That's it. Don't need more than that. Just give it a bit of reflection. Okay, this project is done, and we will continue after the holidays. We'll work on a new project after the holidays.